Another day, another lesson. Disaster. Disaster means that any occurrence that causes damage, ecological disruption, loss of human life or deterioration of health and health services on a scale sufficient to warrant an extraordinary response from outside the affected community or area. WHO, 1995. Types. Natural disasters include droughts, earthquakes, tsunamis, forest fires, landslides and mudslides, blizzards, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods and volcanic disruptions. Man-made disasters includes hazardous substance accidents, for example, chemicals, toxic gases, radiologic accidents, dam failures, resource shortage, for example, food, electricity and water, structural fire and explosions, and domestic disturbances, for example, terrorism, bombing and riots, bioterrorism. Disaster agent. Agent. It is the physical item that actually causes the injury or destruction. Primary agents include falling buildings, heat, wind, rising water and smoke. Secondary agents include bacteria and viruses that produce contamination or infection after the primary agent has caused injury or destruction. Primary and secondary agents will vary according to the type of disaster. Host. The host is humankind. Host factors are those characteristics of humans that influence the severity of the disaster's effect. Host factors include age, immunization status, pre-existing health status, degree of mobility and emotional stability. Environment. Environmental factors that affect the outcome of a disaster include physical, chemical, biological and social factors. Physical factors include the time when the disaster occurs, weather conditions, the availability of food and water and the functioning of utilities such as electricity and telephone service. Chemical factors influencing disaster outcome include leakage of stored chemicals into the air, soil, groundwater or food supplies. The nursing role in disasters. Disaster nurses play key leadership and service provision roles in planning and implementing disaster relief efforts, preventing technological disasters, and addressing problems that occur during a disaster, such as the physical and emotional stress of disaster victims. During a disaster, many environmental health problems emerge. The scope and magnitude of these problems determines the nursing role. Nurses collaborate with community agencies and officials to recognize and reduce disaster risks and maximize the health and safety of individuals involved in disaster crises. Following a disaster, nurses make numerous referrals to community agencies for a variety of needs including psychological care, emotional support services, and treatment for victims and their families.